Hey, good morning. Hi, everybody. Well, morning for me anyway. I know you're probably watching this at a different time. Um, Today is day 10 for me. Wow, day 10. As you know, I took a break for several days, almost a couple weeks now. And I'm slowly but surely kind of getting back into the swing of things. I'm still not able to move as much as I want to, but I can still get out in the garden and do some things. So today I am doing exactly that. But what I wanted to share with you is a little bit about my fertilizing schedule as well as some mishaps, maybe. Let me turn the camera around and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Well, wait, before we get into that, I just wanted to kind of talk a little bit about my fertilizing um, philosophy, maybe. I try to be as organic as I can. Um, that means that Um, for the most part, I only use organic material, which could be, a bagged organic fertilizer. It could be things like BT, which is organic. There's BT is a bacteria that kills caterpillars. There are other weed and pest controls that are organic. There's one of them that uses, I think it's pyrethrin, which is I think it's derived from snake venom, right? So organic just means that it's not synthetic. It means that it's derived from an organic source, and I try to use that. It doesn't mean that it's always good. Spreading stuff throughout your garden that isn't supposed to be there isn't doesn't just because it's organic doesn't mean that it's great. BT, for instance, kills all caterpillars, not just the caterpillars that are eating your petunias, right? It means that the monarchs and the painted ladies and all those beautiful creatures are impacted by it as well. So I try to be like thoughtful about what I use and what I don't use. But at the same time, I'm also like into my garden and I want it to look good. So I realize I'm not perfect. I had someone come at me at the comments last week and they just said they were really disappointed in me because I used Sluggo Plus. And I was like, well, I get that. Sorry. Sluggo is safe for your garden. It's actually a fertilizer. My mom told me that when she uses it, the blue jays actually eat it. I can't remember what it is, but it's something that is phosphorus. Maybe it's good for your garden and animals like it, but it kills the slugs. But Sluggo Plus, which takes care of earwigs, um, that has an ingredient in it that's not great for your garden. But so I try to be selective and careful about what I do and don't do, and I try not to do things that just for the sake of doing them. I don't spray just for the sake of spraying them, right? So anyway, my fertilizing schedule, I do try to keep it on the organic side. So let me turn the camera around and I'll show you like all of my areas here. Um, I went here because this is a good example. Like I will go around my whole garden and I will spread organic fertilizer. In fact, let me turn the camera around. I'll show you my stash. So we tore down some fences and we're getting those rebuilt and they're supposed to start this week. I'm excited. Well, they're supposed to start on one side this week. We're waiting for the panels to come on the other side. We used to have false fences right here that were rotten, so we took them down. Okay, so here's my fertilizer stash for now. So you'll see, I've got Bloom City, which is organic, Sluggo Plus, which is not great. I've got Burpee Tomato Organic. I've got EB Stone, Azalea, Camellia. I've got Epsom salts, kelp, all purpose. I'm not supposed to lift over 5 pounds. My citrus food, upside down, sorry. I use Dr. Earth down there. So, there's some things that you can do to make your garden super healthy that are organic. Then I've got copper fungicide, which I don't think is, oops, let's see what this says. It doesn't really, I don't have my glasses on, so maybe I should do that. That might help. But uh, so yeah, I mean, I think you just see that from the most part, a lot of my stuff is organic. But then there are things that are not. And I just try to be careful about those. And one of the things that is not is my Proven Winners water soluble. Oh, I can't wait till we finish. I use this and the slow release. That neither of those are which are organic, so I use this pretty sparingly. So my routine is I will lay down a bunch of organic granular all-purpose fertilizer. I will dust my entire yard. I usually do this in late winter. Then I will surround everything with a nice layer of compost, not too thick, but an inch or so. And then whenever I plant a plant, I will start it with a Sure Start organic fertilizer. So I feed the soil, I nourish the soil every year on a yearly basis. Then, as we move into the growing season, I'll do a couple different things. For my annuals, my supertunias, my pink cashmere superbena, my dahlias, which, by the way, are not really annuals for me. These are all uh, overwinter for me and keep growing, so it's kind of nice. All of those types of plants, so my bloom crazy plants, mostly my supertunias, also anything that's in a pot, an annual, I should say, that's in a pot. So like this, I have this one, and then it's matching twin, my annuals, and then I've got over on this side some kufia, which I hear set seed pretty good. I've got those kufia there. Then over there, I've got some more Royal Velvet Supertunias. So those plants get Proven Winners water soluble. Hi, kitty cat. There's Julius. Oh, his ear's flipped up. Oh, let's fix your ear, buddy. Hi. Yeah. There. You having a good morning? Good. Good. Did you have breakfast? Oh, no breakfast? Are you hungry? Oh, I don't know. Anyways, my annuals, I will water them with the Proven Winners water soluble weekly. Let me turn the camera around. So I will do that weekly. Fertilizer Friday, I also have some annuals and some hanging baskets. So Fertilizer Friday is when I will go and do the Proven Winners water soluble. On a monthly basis, I will do an organic blend. I use Epsom salts, fish fertilizer, seaweed kelp extract, and I'll put it in my hose end sprayer, and I'll just go around and I'll just drench everything with it. I feel really bad for my neighbors because it's kind of stinky. So I do that monthly. So that's kind of what my routine has been. Since I've been laid up, I had my daughter help me with the fertilizer this year or this month. Things did not go well, unfortunately. So I'm not sure what happened, to be really honest. I mean, I am and I'm not. Because my daughter's 13, lugging around a 2.5 can bucket of fertilizer was, too heavy. We used the hose end sprayer, but I find it a little bit hard to use, to be honest. I'm not sure like how much is coming out. It doesn't seem like that much is coming out. And then we did add to the hose end sprayer a scoop of the water soluble. I just said, let's just do it all at once. So we did. And we had a little bit of a problem because some plants started not responding well, and in fact, I think I have fertilizer burn. I'm not sure, but let me show you what I'm talking about. Okay, here's my kufia. which I have been raving about this plant for as long as I can remember, as well, as long as I can remember. So dramatic. Um, but since it started growing, and can you see the leaves are all brown on the edges? So I don't know. Did I burn it? And I'll show you why I think I maybe burned it. There's plenty of water under here that I can see. Everyone else is doing fine. So it's possible that I burned it. But we also had disaster in our hanging baskets. So let me show you these. These were the worst, the most impacted ones. So can you see? These were all burned. I trimmed them back. But all the foliage. I'm not sure if you can see that. Sorry, it's kind of hard. All this, see that? I trimmed that one back, but this was a lamium that looked like this one. See how pretty that is? Well, this one used to look like that, but now it's all dead, and all of the leaves are crispy. And then this one, same thing, but even worse. So the campanula, crispy, everything crispy. The fuchsia in the back, crispy. Lamium, I just cut back completely. So unfortunately, those were severely impacted. And then I was watering, and I noticed these two plants. Now, this is surprising to me. This one is an echium, and this one is hummingbird trumpet, and dead. Like, it was doing fine, and now it's dead. This one, all crispy. We only used the fish fertilizer on that. We did not use anything else. So I'm not sure what happened. Fish fertilizer is so mild. I use fish fertilizer and sea kelp and the Epsom salts. I did not use Proven Winners water soluble on here. It was all organic material, and yet it's still burned. So here's what I'm thinking. Too much. I think I just used too much. I think I overwhelmed the plant. I put way too much of the fertilizer into the pot on the plant. I went back and watched a few videos yesterday of other people fertilizing, and I noticed that they just kind of go la 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 like this, la 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 la, and I think I'm drenching mine way too much. So, lesson learned. I'm going to scale back how much I use, and a lot more water, a lot less fertilizer. So, bummer, and I don't know what to expect. Will they come back? I don't know. So, luckily, I have a plan for the hanging baskets. So here we'll walk over the hanging baskets. The campanula croaked right there. So I actually have some of those in the ground in the landscape over here. So here. So in here, I'm going to redo this bed. I think I mentioned it. We were going to do it the other day, but didn't work out. So here's my geranium, my feather falls that I'm going to test out here. I have a campanula there. I'm going to take that one out and put it in one of the hanging baskets. I have one there and one there. Those are doing better. So I think I'll just take that one out there. And then I have one here that I could use. It's never really bloomed. But I have this one. And this one I have next to a fan flower, scavola, and they're competing. So one of these guys needs to come out. So I might as well take the campanule out, put it back in the hanging basket. I love shopping. I'm getting the shade. I love shopping your own garden. So, you know how they say to do that in your house when you're decorating? I'm shopping my own garden. So, I'll do some of those changes. We'll ask for some help in digging up some of these things since I still can't do that kind of work yet. I'll retool the baskets, I'll fill them back in, and I'm going to be way more careful about my proportions of my fertilizer. And it just kind of brings me back to my earlier comment of just because it's organic doesn't mean it's good, right? Too much of a good thing is too much sometimes, unless we're talking about, I don't know, ice cream cake. So anyway, that was my lesson learned, and it was a great opportunity for my daughter to learn, about some of this, and I showed her the plants that were dead in the basket. So lesson learned. All right, so for my garden routine today, did I water? Yes. Did I weed? No. No, it's a little too hard for me to bend over and pull stuff up yet, so no. Did I prune or deadhead? Yes, I did my roses. Did I nourish or feed the garden? Not really. Maybe I killed them with kindness already, so I'm going to give them a break from that. And then did I document? Well, here we are today. So day 10 in the bag. Thanks everybody. I appreciate you asking how I was and expressing your well wishes and noticing that I wasn't here for a while. So I appreciate that. If you're doing the garden challenge, you're ahead of me. You tell me how it's going. Have you managed to get out every day and do something? I'd love to hear what some of the chores and routines you've put together are. All right, thanks and have a great day.